Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's July 20th, giving you a morning update on the Bench Lake fire. Thank you for all the donations that have been coming in. Really appreciate that. And yeah, just ask to keep it coming on in. Looking at the fire map today, we have not had any infrared updates. The nation's kind of strapped for resources, so we're probably not going to get any of those. Might be a smaller fire in the nation, but to us it's a pretty large one. Yesterday, fire crews worked in the upper bench lakes here, working on some containment lines, so maybe we'll see the maps update later today. Here's a proposed hand line that's going to go up the side of an avalanche path here in real rugged terrain to probably try to help the fire from spreading down and back towards Bench Hut here. But as of now, Bench Hut is all good. I'm going to pull up some other stuff that'll be more helpful. Fire weather today is going to be kind of in the critical burning conditions. We don't have a ton of winds, but we have low humidity and high temperatures and low chance of precip for today. All right, looking at the satellite topo map here, the fire was pretty much burning in the Fishhook Creek side today or yesterday, as well as the upper bench lakes here. So working its way up towards Fifth Lake here, and I think that's where those crews are working. Zoom in here on that proposed hand line that I was just talking about. So this is an avalanche path that gets cleared out from trees almost every year. It slides, and they're going to use that as a natural feature to build this hand line here. Hand lines are a few feet wide that they use pickaxes, Pulaskis to break up the mineral soil so nothing can burn there, and then remove fuels around that hand line. So I think their hope is to build that so the fire doesn't wrap around back into this terrain where it's been kind of dead and get to Bench Hut. All right, looking. So other updates. Redfish is still, the lodge is still good to go as far as standing. I put in this black line here. This is the hand line that they put in a few days ago. I think Wednesday or Thursday maybe. It's all getting kind of blurred. So that looks like it's been holding. This color is like the latest satellite imagery that we have. We'll show you something else coming up too, but they still have the sprinkler systems going at the lodge and protecting all those structures, keeping that humidity really high so it's less likely to burn. All right, kind of the main thing in my mind now is looking at Fishhook Hut right here in the blue. They put in this hand line here, so that's kind of working through a wetland area. We've actually been cutting a lot of our recent firewood for the hut in this stand here, so that's probably good, less fuel in there to burn. Hopefully that helps them build these hand lines. It'd be kind of cool to see them work this over here a little bit more, and it might. This is a pretty approximate drawing to connect into this wetlands kind of meadow area, but this is a pretty nice natural defense here. The only thing that catches my eye is I'm a little uncertain what these hotspots are. There's a couple over here too. These are past the fire line. So that hand line went over kind of approximately this zone. So these dots are close enough that maybe it is burned up to the hand line and it hasn't passed there. There's a couple other small ones that are past there. These two are kind of the most concerning because there's a stand of trees right here. So hopefully it didn't get into here. They did have a heli base kind of near the hut. I don't know if it was here or right on, it looked like it was almost right on top of the hut. So hopefully that's all still standing. They did do some hut protection ahead of time. So that's the latest update there. Kind of picture from yesterday that was a little frightening to see was this one. So this is this person was standing on top of the ridgeline that leads up towards Thompson and Williams Peak, Williams Yurt. You can see the fire creeping down through this stand of timber that hasn't burned in quite a few years. The hut, it's kind of hard to see in this, but it's kind of over in this location. This is that hand line that they set up through those meadows. So it was creeping down towards there all day yesterday. They had some water scoopers coming in from the west down through the valley, and I think probably dumping on the line. So hopefully that kept it at bay. We'll see how they do today. Other things I wanted to talk about. They put another proposed hand line in by the ranger station right here. So the ranger station's actually over here, but there's a lot of employee housing for the Forest Service over here. So they're going to probably put a hand line in. They might even bring a dozer in because that's pretty close to a road, and protect those buildings. A reminder, this trail is now, Alpine Way is closed all the way, I believe, up to Marshall Lake. So you can only access that from Iron Creek. Their closure kind of runs up Alpine Way over to Williams Peak to Thompson and back down south. That's kind of the new little area that they added to the closure. All right, I know a lot of you were kind of wondering about the smoke. They have added some new stations just for us to look at for the fire. So let's this map load. So these two triangles, one's located at Smiley Creek Lodge, the other is at Stanley Airport. Those triangles were added temporary AQI readers to see what the air quality is going to be in Stanley and at Smiley Creek. Yesterday it started out inverted, so all that cool air settles to the bottom, with that being the smoke. As the daytime temperatures rise, that smoke rises up as well, and then the winds start to knock it out of the area. Yesterday the winds were blowing it pretty much due east towards Chalice, so it was really clear. I was up at Sawtooth Lake doing a guided hike over and doing a bunch of lakes over there yesterday, and like it was good breathing the whole time. So Stanley's been pretty good besides the morning. So don't stop heading up to the Sawtooth as well as Smiley Creek. That air quality is pretty good. I mean, yellow, it only affects a very small percentage of people. Really, when you start getting into orange and red is unhealthy for everyone, is when you want to start worrying about that. So Stanley's looking like it's going to be moderate today. Smiley Creek's going to be even better, and Ketchum's in the green as well. Looking at where that smoke is going to be going. So this is our fire here. Haley Ketchum area down here is pretty good skies. Stanley's up here. Like I said, that's all that inversion. I'll put this map into play. So it's going to be basically coming southeast off of that. So it's going to be kind of rolling across the valley and down towards like Pole Creek, maybe, and towards the pass into the White Cloud boulders, and eventually get its way down to Haley today. So Stanley is going to actually be pretty clear once this all settles, and so is Smiley Creek and Ketchum. All right, continuing on with the weather, the winds are going to be mostly out of the north west today, and so that's why we're going to have those traveling southeast. Tomorrow it's going to be all over the place. It's basically doing a 360 swirl and pretty variable. The good news is it's going to be pretty light, so it shouldn't really affect us. Looking at the weather at the Bench Lakes location, it's going to be in the 80s today, pretty much flat line in the 80s for the rest the next 5 days. Our greatest chance of getting precip is going to be on Monday afternoon. We do have a threatened chance of thunder showers, kind of our biggest one so far, 30%. There were some thunderheads building yesterday, but I don't think anything, no new fire starts as of now. Looking at the HER forecast, we are not seeing much on that forecast. All that activity is going to be far to the east of us. Even Borda and the Lost Rivers look pretty calm for today as far as thunder showers go. Sunday, that activity picks up a little bit more, mostly late afternoon, around 4. You'll start to see some thunderheads building, some isolated rain showers. Looks like around Galena Pass over into the White Clouds and boulders, and that'll migrate east over into the Lost Rivers later in the day. All right, so that's your update. I will keep things going as more information comes in. They seem like they've been updating everything kind of midday, which is not great for what I want to do.